A recap of the Battle for Vegas charity softball game and what we found out coming up next right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hi again, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast, and please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by Indeed. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/lockedon. Chris, of all the videos that you and Chris Jr. had posted this past weekend, I felt that the Logan Thompson interview had some sort of a hidden meaning. I had to go back and listen to it a couple of times.
I didn't catch it in real time either.
Okay, so first, tell us about the applause overall when they introduced LT. We'll talk about that. Secondly, you asked Thompson what he is looking for next season. Like, what are some of his goals, I guess, next season in Washington?
What's he looking forward to? So really fast, before we get into the interview, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You cut me off.
I thought you were done.
No, just said, finding that he's going to like or have the love for hockey again.
Find that love again. Find that love for the game.
Okay, so find that love again.
So real fast, first of all, his reception. Logan was actually one of the first players that was actually on the field playing catch, if you will, warming up. And crowd just kind of went bonkers for him right there at that moment. He went and signed every autograph he could up and down the first base line, probably for, 15, 20 minutes as they were getting ready to start the home run derby and everything like that. Fast forward to the game. Thankfully, VGK did the right thing. Logan got his video tribute. It was very nice. We were iffy if it was going to happen or not. We weren't sure. I say we, a few of us were going up and back, whether it was in the press box or So thankfully, VGK did give him a nice send off. He got an incredible ovation as well. He got a great ovation when he took the ice, but they didn't take the ice when he was introduced before the game and everything. So it was good. It was nice to see the team give him a very nice send-off. And then now I will play the video. It starts by Christopher asking about his home run celebration, and then I lead into what's he looking forward to next year as far as just the season and stuff goes. So here we go.
What is your celebration?
This is my celebration? I just get on base. That's all that matters. I've seen Moneyball. I know my percentage. I get on base. So I probably won't get a home run today.
Okay. What are you looking forward to most next season?
Just be a change of scenery and just playing hockey, having some fun, finding that love again. And just, I'm excited to go to DC and hopefully good things happen.
Having some fun and finding that love again.
Mm-hmm.
That's an important statement. Now, listen, let's be clear about this. It's important because he's human. He wants to have the change of scenery and get to Washington and just enjoy himself. Does that mean maybe this last season or even last 2 seasons in Vegas, he hasn't been enjoying himself as much? It does. It definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have said it otherwise. There's been some drama. We've highlighted issues with goaltender coach Sean Burke and those two not seeing eye to eye. And, you can parlay that with the lack of trust that the team has had in him, even though his numbers are literally 100th of a percentage difference as far as save percentage and goals against goes. So they're the same goalie. Adin Hill got the Stanley Cup, so I get it. He gets the flowers and everything, but you got the same goalie, yet the team shied away from Logan Thompson every opportunity. So good on Logan for what he said. Good on Logan for requesting a trade. Good on Logan for wanting to find a better situation.
Okay, so that's pretty cool.
Better situation. I'll say it again.
Okay, what was the innings comparables? Him and Adin Hill. Did they play Adin Hill more innings?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Adin Hill did bat 2 spots higher in the lineup.
Interesting.
I don't think so. I think Sean Burke did the batting order too.
Now, what about? Oh, geez. Now, what about the introduction of Adin Hill? How did that?
Oh, they went bonkers for Adin, and they should, and they love Adin. Adin's done so much as far as on the ice and everything, and there's nothing to compare there. I mean, there weren't
there's a little bit of let's face it, there is a little bit of drama behind the scenes, correct?
There's definitely drama behind the scenes,
Okay.
and there's drama behind the scenes everywhere. But there's certainly some things that I've been told by a very extremely reliable source directly involved with the situation that it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and but we can also walk that back a tiny bit in the sense that I don't think any situation is perfect, and Logan is simply looking for a better opportunity. And you do look at the career perspective. Hopefully he's going to get a better share of the respect in the Nets. And, at the end of the day, he's coming in the final year of a $767,000 contract. He's the lowest paid player on nearly every team he goes to right now. And, he's proven himself every step of the way. Now he needs to prove himself one last time in Washington so he can get that Adin Hill money.
Yeah. Ryan Reeves, I thought it was interesting that you posted an interview, a little clip there with Ryan Reeves about Jonathan Marchessault, speaking of sunshine and rainbows.
That was fun. Credit Brian for asking the question. Reeves was so good. I got more from Reeves, but I couldn't cut it in time.
Ryan Salmon from Channel 3?
Yes,
okay.
I forgot his last name. Thank you for helping me out
okay.
there.
Okay.
And Brian's a great dude to talk to. So we had so much fun
sure.
chatting behind the scenes and stuff. He's been one of the people up in Media Row that's just been very welcoming of me, when I was in my time with the Golden Knights. We'll see what happens next season. But yeah, Revo, I mean, he's great. Brian did ask him about future endeavors. He asked him about the roster turnover, and he felt Marchessault was going to get more money. And then Stephen Marsh jumps in. So Revo makes the comment to hey, I might be looking for a job in a few years. Maybe I can become an agent or something like that. Help these guys get paid or something. And then Steve Marsh jumps in. Oh, is this a retirement announcement? And then he walked it back. But this didn't get posted. And I should get this posted. I asked Revo what's better, the CN Tower or the Stratosphere. He said he's never been up on either. So dude's afraid of heights. Big tough guy, afraid of heights. I asked him about the traffic because he's made comments that people in Vegas don't move over to the right for the fast traffic on the left. He feels the drivers in Vegas are easier to dodge, but the problem is Toronto. There's a lot of construction like there is here. And then he took a shot at the media. He just said there's more media out there. I asked about the differences of playing hockey in Toronto and Vegas, and he said the media. I said, what are you talking about the media, bro? What are you talking about the media? What do you got here? Me, Brian, and Marsh were mean mugging, and we were about to take him on there, but we wanted to give Reeves, want to take it easy on Reeves.
Okay, speaking of dodging traffic, Adin Hill. So you asked him. You can queue up.
Sorry, what's the crossover there? What's the segue? How does that work?
I don't know. Just roll with it. I don't know. We don't know where we're going. I spent a half an hour talking to someone at a party last night about traffic circles. So
circles.
Yeah. So Adin Hill, you asked for some sort of a reaction about what's going on with the team.
I didn't ask.
Oh, Chris Jr.
Christopher,
the journalist,
the true journalist of the show.
Right, exactly. So go ahead, tee it up.
Check this out. Just check this out. This is really good.
What are going to be some of the challenges for the Golden Knights next year?
I mean, we lose a couple good players that have been good for us for a long time, so it's kind of tough, but I think we'll be okay. We have a lot of good players still. We're going to always be an elite roster, and I think we're going to try and contend for another Stanley Cup. So first and foremost, try and make the playoffs and see where we can go from there. We know we got the guys that we can do it.
So really fast here, before we even react to that, not just Adin Hill, but all the guys when Christopher was asking questions, and a big shout out to the Battle for Vegas and Mackenzie for helping us out, for both of us to be credentialized. Christopher was in the scrums doing his thing, asking questions, and major credit to the players, especially Adin Hill. Adin Hill gets down.
Time out. Christopher Jr. credentialed for what media affiliation?
Locked On VGK.
And that's why I couldn't get a credential.
That's why you couldn't get. That's exactly why. The Golden Knights put the picture on the door at the Aviator Stadium. Too.
I'm sure.
They took mine down.
It's there. It's there.
I tore it down. I tore mine down, thankfully.
No,
you're good, dude.
Those clips were terrific. And shout out, happy birthday to Christopher Jr.
Oh, yeah. I think we'll bring him on at some point today. He's playing with his toys and stuff. We'll get him on later in the show today.
How old is he today?
10.
I think
10.
you forgot. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
10. All right, so no, shout out to the players, starting with Adin Hill. And we'll react to this in a second, but Adin Hill, he gets down to Christopher so he can make eye contact with him. And then the entire response, he looks Christopher right in the eye. Same thing, Jack Eichel. We're going to talk about Jack Eichel in the second segment. Brendan Brisson, same thing. All of the players, when they interacted with Chris, they didn't just kind of treat him like some kid there. They gave him his moment and everything, and they gave him very good answers, especially Adin Hill. And starting with Adin Hill, he did make the comment he feels that he's got the people, the VGK have the people in the locker room to compete for a Stanley Cup and everything. And it's certainly all systems go for the team right now, as you'd expect. They're excited. It's July. They want to get back on the ice. It's already been a longer summer than last year. So, there's a lot of positivity around the team right now.
Was there a buzz about Marchessault around there? People talking about him? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, his name didn't come up, but his name came up in the press box a lot. But you didn't hear a lot, like nothing on at the game itself, obviously, because he wasn't there, so it's not like they could do anything. And that's not a shot. He was never scheduled to be there or anything like that. So don't take that the wrong way. He was asked a little bit, about players were asked a little bit specifically about Marchessault at times, and kind of picking up the pieces and things like that. But honestly, his name I don't think came up maybe as much as it should have, I guess. That's, I guess I take a little bit of that in the chin too, I guess, but I wasn't really looking for Marchessault conversation.
My biggest question of the night is, how did Chris Jr. get in his questions with some, not all, some of those media members out there hogging the microphone?
Oh, so
that they could post, I asked Adin Hill. I asked.
Dad, this is where Daddy took care of this. I said I would look right at the players when then Tony, this as well as anyone, when the opportunity presents itself to get your voice in and say, hey, Jack, down low really fast, and you point down and boom, oh, okay, and then they stop everything and they get laser focused on Chris. It was very nice. They were cool with
Chris. They were really good. One final soundbite, Brendan Brisson.
This was good.
I wanted to ask you before you set it up here. Anything noticeable with Brisson? Has he put on more weight or anything noticeable?
He looks bigger. He looks bigger.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Look at his face in the interview. He just seems like he seems bigger. Number one, he was introduced as a Henderson Silver Knight. I noticed. I don't think that read anything into that, but
I do.
He was introduced as a Henderson Silver Knight in the.
Oh, geez. He'll be starting the season in the ECHL.
You keep wanting to talk about the rookie camp just so you can bring his name up.
Yes, of course. Go ahead, tee it up.
Here goes Brendan Brisson.
A lot of roster turnover might create some opportunity. How do you feel about next season?
Yeah, I mean, it was nice for me to get my feet wet last year and play some games here on the guys, and it's going to be a good training camp, and I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully crack a spot on the roster.
You play a lot of softball in the offseason?
Not at all. It's the first time I touched a bat. I've been playing a lot of wiffle ball, so it's a little different. I got 5. I'm not like.
That was good.
I'm not mad about it. I definitely want to go again. I think I could go higher than 5.
Did you black out like when you scored your?
I was a little nervous. Yeah, I was a little nervous. But
all right, Chris, go.
Obviously, I got a good squad behind me, so good fans here, good atmosphere, and it was awesome. So looking forward to the game. Hopefully, it goes into
One down low.
What's your celebration
for tonight? Hopefully a bat flip. I mean, those are pretty cool. I feel like when I'm watching the MLB. So yeah, maybe something like that. Cartwheel, maybe.
Cartwheel, there it is.
I don't know.
Very cool.
He looks a little bigger. So you saw the camera kind of ducking at one point, and you saw someone behind kind of looking up. The home run derby was going on while we were doing that.
I saw that Channel 13 needs a new microphone. The thing is all chipped up.
So yeah, a ball went screaming right over our head. So I'm like, I don't know, someone, whoever was up there swinging at that moment, maybe it was Terrence Long. I don't know. It wasn't going too well.
Okay, we will continue right after these messages. Very important. And in the next segment, Chris wants to talk about, this is his segment, Vegas belongs to Jack Eichel. That's your segment, dude. Okay, we'll get to that when we return right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. We are driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't a search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. That's right. If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you to find quality candidates and really fast. And Indeed doesn't just help you to hire faster. 93% of employees agree that Indeed definitely figures it out, delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. Join the more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent and fast. Right now, listeners, just go and get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your job more visibility at Indeed.com/lockdown. Okay, we got that right. Indeed.com/lockdown. Terms and conditions apply. And then again, make sure that you go to Indeed.com/lockdown. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. And I just got to tell you, so yesterday was just one of my busier days. Broadcast 4 games yesterday, AAU hoops, and then was helping out a new client in town. We did a party, an event, suite party with NBA players over at the Cosmo. Tons of fun. But a couple of nights ago, so I watched a lot of basketball. I want to prepare for all these games. AAU hoops, there's no rosters. Yesterday, before I went on the air, I found out they gave me the wrong team roster. So instead of the 17s, I got the 16s, that whole deal. This tournament that was out there, big shout out to Bigfoot Hoops. And it was so much fun, and teams from all over the world. I mean, there's 17-year-old kids from Australia. Their front line had players 7 feet tall and 7'1" at age 17. I mean, just unbelievable. Teams from China, teams from France, all over the world. It was really cool, as well as local teams here and teams in the U.S. In any event, so Saturday night, holy smoke. So you were on the west side of town. I was at some place called Jam On It. It's this gymnasium over there off of Sunset. It's right behind Sunset on Olympic, right back there, if you know where that is. In any event, in Green Valley, watching hoops, and all of a sudden, blackout, power outage. Everything just goes dark in there. So a lightning strike on Green Valley Parkway right down the street knocks out all the power around that entire area. So shut everything down, screwed up my preparation, all that. So I'm walking out with hundreds of other kids. There's 6 courts there. And all of a sudden, some guy goes, "Hey, look outside. Look at that palm tree." There was a lightning strike. A palm tree was just set ablaze right in front of us. But I've never been that close to lightning where it was just hitting things. It was just hitting things. So I thought, I might have dodged something there. It's pretty crazy, though. But lightning in Green Valley, that was pretty wild. And there was a video. Was there a video with snow? There's been hail in the summertime before. I don't know. It's crazy. In any event, welcome back to Lockdown Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick. I'm trying to make excuses for why I just am all over the map today. So
there's the tie-in.
Chris says Vegas belongs to Jack Eichel. So you are saying that Jack Eichel owns this city?
Yes.
After this charity softball game?
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. There was this guy on state-run media.
Oh, boy.
I always think he's the big shot here in our town. This is not going to be good. They're going to have to fight for territory here, for their turf.
Not sure where that was going. Tell me off the record about that one. So here's my tweet at the end of the night. So final thought: Vegas born is Jack Eichel's team now. The Golden Knights, obviously, it's his city. Eichel found his identity since joining the league.
This was at the end of the night. That sounds like one of those feel-good tweets, like tuck Jack Eichel in bed sort of tweets.
Yes. Give him put some respect on
a bedtime story tweet.
It was a bedtime.
Where are you going with this?
So basically, I just felt that tonight, the charity events was when he was officially kind of handed the keys to the car for the Vegas Golden Knights. Mark Stone's the captain. We're not making this conversation right now. But you look at the evolution, if you will, of Jack Eichel. I'll play a video in a few seconds here, but look at the evolution of Jack Eichel. He comes to Vegas. There's questions. There's all sorts of questions. People keep walking this back every time I say this about the locker room cancer and Buffalo stories and this, that, and the other. So many people walk back their concern that they had about Jack Eichel joining the Golden Knights. I was concerned. Everyone was concerned. Many of the big media people were concerned about the deal. No one wanted to see Alex Tuck go, and Peyton Krebs, whatever, but definitely Alex Tuck. So there was concerns. All right, he comes here. He gets a few games in season 5. His team misses the playoffs, plays through a broken thumb, whatever. But then you look at what he does in season 6, becoming the two-way player on the ice. No issues from the locker room. Nothing negative about Jack Eichel in the locker room has been peeped in 2 years from this town regarding Jack Eichel. Now you start looking at what he's doing outside of, and he went to the first 2 softball games too. He did both softball games before Riley Smith officially handed it over, I guess you can say. So that's number 1 right there. And then you look at his charity involvement. You look at what he's doing, stopping to sign every autograph. So he is really just, like I said in the tweet, really come into his own identity. And then I did ask him if it was kind of a passing the torch type of moment. And here's what Jack Eichel had to say about it.
Do you feel this is a passing the torch type of moment for you? And how do you feel about your increased responsibility in the community?
There's definitely a little more responsibility as opposed to, when Riley was the captain, I should have shown up and play. Now kind of leading it. I don't really have to do a whole lot. Obviously, just try and win.
It was a fun response. There's not a lot of meat on the bone there, but he definitely, you can see the gravity of the situation just kind of hits him when he was asked about that. And you look at the results. I mean, you look at the results of the game and the money raised and all the check ceremonies and everything. It's just nice watching what Eichel is becoming in this town right now. From this cast off in Buffalo, from this locker room cancer to, I'm not going to say he's near Riley Smith's level yet, but he is on the right track to becoming that pillar of the community that Riley Smith was.
Very interesting. From softball to hardball, something you mentioned there, Peyton Krebs, hardball. Remember VGK played hardball, trying to hold out there.
Peyton Krebs Peyton Krebs almost stopped him from becoming a Golden Knight.
He was the sticking point in that deal. Go figure. Okay, that's your GM, brother. What were some of your other favorite players to speak to the other night?
I mean, Ryan Reeves, we talked about that in the first segment. He was really, really good. White Cloud was in there. White Cloud's always a little more kind of reserved and by the book. He kind of keeps things, a little bit shut. The Raiders guys were a lot of fun. We'll talk about them and Ricky White, of course, in the third segment. But I mean, best interactions, definitely Adin Hill, Logan Thompson. Eichel was a lot of fun as well. And Brisson, we kind of got, before all the other cameras came, because I requested Brisson, so I kind of walked him over quietly and was able to get a few minutes with him. It's going to be nice to see where Brisson goes, not just from his on the ice growth, but he's kind of got that. He's still a kid, right? He's 22, 23, or maybe 28 years old. If you ask Tony how old he is right now. But he's got a little bit of that, and I want to make sure I say this the right way, that young arrogance, but it's a fun arrogance. Like it's a likable arrogance.
It's confident. It's not arrogant.
It's not the Buffalo arrogance. It's not the Buffalo Jack Eichel
he's
arrogance.
Arrogant. I think he's very confident. I think he's confident. It's good.
He is, but that also can be arrogant too, and that's okay. It's okay for a 22 or 23-year-old to have that arrogance.
I like the kid.
It's okay.
No, I thought he showed a little bit of maturation. The bat flip, I thought, was a good answer there. So I gave him some good style points. Fan support. Who is number 1? Biggest ovation?
Probably Jack and Logan, I would say, just given Logan's circumstances. If
Not
Logan
excuses,
was not leaving
not
the team, I
excuses.
think it's probably a different one. But I think Jack definitely Jack. 100% Jack.
Okay, it's pretty cool. Best celebration overall?
We
Was
didn't
there any
see a
good
lot
ones?
of them. Oh, no, okay, here's the best one. It was on the Raiders side. It was Carlson. I think Carlson and AJ Cole got together. I think Carlson got a home run, and AJ Cole went behind home plate as Carlson rounded the bases. and set up like for an extra points.
It's Daniel Carlson.
And he kicked it. It was really good.
It's a good Carlson.
What's
Coming
that?
up next, it's a
It's
good Carlson.
I said
good
Carlson,
one.
so you're taking that as a shot. I
No,
got
it's
you.
a good one. Yeah, I'm glad that one showed up to play. When we return, we'll talk more about the battle for Vegas. Chris has some interviews with Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, man, I can't believe it. The Raiders didn't tweet out. I'm so mad. And UNLV interviews. That was good. Okay, a little shot there. Shots fired.
That was a big thing last year, definitely.
Remember, I was waiting for those tweets. People they came back and they could have gotten struck by lightning. So they were very, very focused there on their cell phones there and not tweeting.
It was kind of odd that with the way this offseason has gone and everything, very odd that it rained for the first time in this game in the storm. Like it's a perfect
storm.
Perfect storm for what the Golden Knights are going through right now. Take us out of here.
Back with more right after this on Locked On Golden Knights. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights from Las Vegas on this Monday edition. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting. Thank you so much for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. And sometimes on Saturdays, you could find the Chris and Chris Jr. show there on YouTube, the YouTube exclusive. So you might want to check that out. So you can talk us into this next segment here about some of the interviews that you picked up. There was an opposition, although the VGK has really taken this softball game to heart the last couple of years, and they really have played with some intent, if you will. I think last year,
won 30-17. Geez, of course.
Last year they really did want to win. You know, it's my first year not involved because I'm so busy with the charity softball game. And I thought that they put like extra focus on last year's game. They did. All those free agents wanted to hit the ball well so that they could improve their stock.
One thing I will say is you are onto something. It felt like the Raiders were just kind of there in the past. This is my second one working.
Well, they're heading into camp pretty much in less than a week. Yeah, I think that they would be like, who cares about the softball game because you don't want to get injured and you just want to have fun. But your focus right now is the next week of freedom, and then they're there.
Right, and where I'm going with this is you really saw, especially with Cole and Carlson, you really from the Raiders, you really saw
those two guys they're good bros, by the way.
Their personalities were on display. Like maybe
dudes.
This is a combination of the locker room passing the torch with Pierce and just that culture improving and everything. But this was the first year I really felt the Raiders were just very involved in it, if that makes sense. They're always involved in it, but I don't know. Here's just a quick interview with AJ Cole, and then we'll talk about Ricky White.
Hey, in the barn, and now it's time to find out.
There was a bench clearing brawl a couple years ago at this event.
That's right.
Can we expect that again tonight?
Yeah, you absolutely can. You can expect to see me in the middle of it.
Night. So there's good odds it's going to happen?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
First ever ejection in the history of this game?
Yeah, it's going to be the best fight of the night. I gotta go.
Good luck.
Oh, wow.
That's how we take on the media scrum right there. We knew we had like 45 seconds, and I just dove right into it.
They didn't like the question.
Yeah. He was literally batting leadoff, or his home run derby was coming up, and we knew we only had a couple seconds, so I just fired.
Derby, the same guy.
Yeah, the trainer from the Golden Knights.
Trainer
always. It's a team now. It's a team event. The Golden Knights won. The trainer put him over the. But Jose Canseco was out there crushing. But Jose Canseco didn't like the pitches. Jose Canseco got squeezed at the plate. He was rolling his eyes at some of the pitches coming in, I will say.
Oh, the way you do it, me. That's where he got it from, I think, from our show.
Let's go to Ricky White really fast here.
Okay, Ricky White, for those that don't know, UNLV wide receiver, a player that comes into this season as the number one returning receiver in college football for the UNLV football Rebels.
Here we go.
What does it mean to you to be here today? How's it feel?
I'm feeling great, man. It's a great experience. I can't wait to start the game.
So, there's a rumor you haven't swung a baseball bat too much. Tell us about that.
I just got some practice in this week just for the game, man. So, I feel I'm going well prepared.
What have you done more, ice skating or swung a baseball bat?
I'll say a little bit of ice skating. Just a little bit.
See, it was fun. I think you good kid. That was fun. I like him. But
a former student of Tony Cardasco's interview class there. Did he pass? He had fun.
No,
He was
I'm
very
going to give him a
relaxed.
B plus. Do you want to know why he's going to B plus?
He was very
Why am I
relaxed.
knocking him down a little bit?
He was chewing gum. He's just that's okay though. But he
Yeah,
didn't.
B plus. Listen, B's
You know
get
what?
degrees.
He felt as though, he knew it wasn't a formal
Baseball.
situation. He was just
Baseball,
having,
you chew gum. You chew gum.
he had the
Okay.
chew going. He had the chew going.
It wasn't tobacco, so maybe we'll go in A minus then.
Thank God. No, thank God. But no, so Ricky, he did have a single and drove in 2 runs. Now here's
Dude, he went through the wall, Tony. I forgot. Did you know about this?
No, this is new.
He had remember the minor league play that happened, I don't know, 12, 20 years ago or something like that?
Portland,
where the guy goes through the wood fence?
Yeah.
Ricky White did that. He
no.
went through the fence. He went through the center field fence. So they bring the fence inside for the, a small fence because it's a softball
It wasn't
game.
just a rope. It wasn't a rope.
No, it's a fence. He went right through the dang thing. Right through it. Popped right up. He was fine.
Oh, geez. No.
He went right through it full speed. Full speed.
No. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Did he make any plays defensively? Number one.
Yeah, he killed the fence.
He did, though. The fans must have loved that, though, right?
He went right through it. Like I saw it happening, and it was he was going fast. If you see him, they ask him about it.
That could have been Revo. Like the other thing, the clip that I saw was he had a seeing eye base hit that drove in 2 runs. So here's
MVP.
the thing about Ricky White.
Dark horse, unsung hero, definitely.
Here's the thing about Ricky White, though. Again, he hadn't picked up a bat, he said, ever. So he's an athlete. And I said, you got to get to the batting cages. Yeah, whatever, right?
He did.
So what did he do? He went out and practiced because he didn't want to make a fool of himself. And he represented pretty well, right? That was cool
good.
To have a UNLV athlete there. That was great, though.
It was nice. And he seems like a good kid. And, see how his season goes. And all the best. All the best.
That's good. Thanks for interviewing him. And I just wanted to see how he did in that environment, because that's a different environment with all those media folks around him. And he had the eye contact. He answered your question.
He was good.
Yes.
I will note that the Raiders haven't tweeted since July the 12th, Tony.
I'm so mad.
Their second to last tweet was a mailbag.
Oh, no. They had a mailbag. Oh, boy. Wow.
I have extended a mailbag to one person on YouTube that I'm tired of tripping us. It's a name something barbecue, and we've had some nice interactions, but they want us to talk about things besides March or so and stuff like that.
Give us if he gives us a topic. We always.
I said, give us a topic. He hasn't responded yet, or he or she. I don't know. Please excuse me for assuming that.
Something barbecue. You don't even know.
I know it's barbecue. It's a restaurant. We've
Is
talked
it
before.
Ivan Barbecue? Ivan Barbecue?
I've been barbecued. No. So if you're watching this, please give us a couple options, and we will strongly consider.
That's not mailbag. That's just like, hey guys, can you answer this question for us?
It's it's poop or get off the pot is what it is. I'm tired of the chirping. So give us something to talk about.
Never. So again, happy birthday to the little guy, no longer little, Chris Jr. We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers.
He's coming in. Hold on. We should have done this earlier. Get over here, Chris. Check it out, Tony. You'll appreciate this already.
He's got birthday cake. If he has icing on his face, oh my!
He got a Rangers jersey.
Happy birthday!
Oh, and here's Allie too coming in.
Allie's hiding behind you. Allie, that's big summer for Allie right there.
I'm getting
Allie.
There goes my hat. Jeez, this is not good.
Jeez Louise. Oh, nice.
We've been going for 2 hours. We've already done gifts.
Okay.
Cat's already saying happy birthday.
Did he
we've already been up back to Pink Box.
He just got that jersey or shirt?
That was a gift, yeah.
Oh, my. What's the back say? Turn around, dude.
Nothing yet.
Okay.
He also has a Gretzky World Canada Kings jersey, too.
Oh, wow. Did he get any baseball cards?
No cards.
Okay. We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially Allie and Chris Jr. And we appreciate our everydayers. Thank you so much. Don't forget Fridays, WTF. Saturdays, of course, is the Chris and Chris Jr. show. Great questions, by the way, little Chris. Good job there as a media member. Hope you ate all the food. Of course, from my man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony.
He drank all the Gatorade.
All right. Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights. And please take care.